Resentment is like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. It becomes heavier and heavier and brings you down without you even realizing it. So I used to hold grudges for a very long time and replaying whatever happened in my head over and over again. But then over the years, I have found this powerful techniques that really changed my perspective on forgiveness. Either the techniques I found or it was taught to me. So in this video, I am sharing with you what worked for me, and maybe it will work for you as well. So let's get started. Now let's see what is the definition of resentment. So definition of resentment, it says that is a bitter indignation of having been treated unfairly. Now what is indignation? Well, indignation is anger or annoyance provoked by what is perceived as unfair treatment. So all of these things usually starts from a feeling of being hurt or betrayal, injustice, and usually all this leads to a lot of negative emotions and usually a lot of overthinking. And whenever we have this kind of internal conversation with ourselves, usually it does not go well because we make out of something way bigger than it actually happened. So here is where forgiveness or this kind of practices comes in, because they will help you to let go of this kind of heavy feelings and analyze, introspect of what happened, and then after that make an appropriate decision for the future, either with yourself or with the person in question. So I feel that cultivating forgiveness takes a lot of intention and practice. Intention specifically to let go, and practice because it won't happen right from the first try. I remember I used to keep on thinking, like, why this happened to me? I don't deserve. Why did that person say that thing to me? And go over again and again in my head. And I had to practice the exercises, the techniques I'm gonna say in the video again and again. Whenever I see the person again, whenever it comes back in my mind again, willingly, consciously, just letting go. And most of the time, you say that person does not deserve my forgiveness. But in the end, forgiveness is more of a personal practice, of internal practice. Okay, you say the person does not need forgiveness, but at the same time, what about your internal peace, right? The person will be there always. You cannot change the person, right? But then giving the other person power over you to disturb your inner peace is something that has to be changed. And that's why these techniques really help to really connect with yourself within and analyze what happened. Since I was a teenager, I always read a lot of personal development books, because in my parents' house library, most of the books are personal development. So I used to read a lot of books. I was grateful that I could read those books and already have an idea, okay, I'm going through this and I have to do this. And that really helped. Second was listening to a lot of videos on YouTube, seeing other people's experiences, and seeing people whom I admire what they are doing. Third is whenever I entered into the yoga practice, the yoga teachings, we have studied different textbooks, and one of them is called Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which talks about yamas. Yamas are the right conduct or things you should do in life. So this is the book, and I'm going to read to you a small portion which it says about forgiveness. It says, forgiveness actually means the ability to let experiences go from the mind and not to hold on to memories of past events. It means living in the present. This yama is not only for the sake of other people, it is more for your own benefit. If you can forgive, life becomes more pleasant and harmonious. Whereas revenge brings anger and remorse and creates karma, forgiveness brings happiness and lightness to your heart. So whenever I read this paragraph, something lighted up in me. I was like, yes, this is what I meant. This is what I need. And another book which I will recommend is called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. So she has really nice affirmation practices, and one about forgiveness is there. And she also have a lot of visualization practices which you could do. So this is one of my top books which I always keep it next to me. So now let's see some of the techniques which I practice and which really help me, and maybe it will help you too. First one for me, it was to write down a letter on a piece of paper, like with the person you're angry with, the person you are really want to say things to. Write down whatever you would like to say to that person's face. You're not going to send the letter, of course, but then after writing, everything is there on your heart, you are going to burn it. But you burn it with the intention of letting go, and then letting the smoke basically go to the universe and let the universe take care of it. So this technique actually my mom has taught me, and recently I have talked with her regarding that and asked, where is this technique coming from? And she told me that this comes from shamanism, the practice of, or the rituals they do with the elements of nature. So fire also, of course, we say fire is destruction, but fire also means purification, right? So this is one very powerful exercise. And I think I have done it, last time I have done it, it was regarding someone in the college. And I could not approach that person by myself, so I literally have written everything I wanted and then burn it, and I just let it go, completely release it out of my body. Second thing is again writing down in the journal. So I think right now I just started my 4th journal, and usually I write combinations, either thoughts or ideas or affirmation or things I learned. So it's more of a combination of a journal and a diary. So in the journal, similarly, just writing down everything you want, writing affirmation. But particularly, I have this exercise for you. So what does it consist of? It says, I fully and freely forgive blank, the name of the person. I release him or her mentally and spiritually. I completely forgive everything connected with the matter in question. I am free and he is free, or she is free. It is a marvelous feeling. It is my day of general amnesty. I release anybody and everybody who ever hurt me, and I wish for each and every person health, happiness, peace, and all the blessings of life. I do this freely, joyously, and lovingly, and whenever I think of this person or persons who hurt me, I say, I release you and all the blessings of life are yours. I am free and you are free. It is a wonderful feeling. Sometimes whenever I used to write this exercise in my diary, tears used to come, like complete tearing, and they used to come on the diary, and the writing will just wash away. But then I remember that after writing it, I felt so much better. And then it says that whenever you see the person, you say, I release you and all the blessings of life are yours. And that's why I'm saying it takes practice and intention, that you continuously have to do it, so you release it out of your system. So this is the second one, and this is one of the most powerful so far. Then the third exercise, which again I learned from my parents, it's called Ho'oponopono technique. So this is a Hawaiian method of forgiving, and this consists of 4 affirmations which you repeat again and again and again. And these are: I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. So it's so important to understand that when we say this affirmation or the sentences, we don't particularly say it to the person. I mean, we can say it to the person, but that's not the main point. When you say this affirmation, you say it either to yourself or to the universe. So first, I'm sorry. So whenever you say I'm sorry, you recognize the actions what happened, and you take responsibility for the thoughts, the behavior, the emotions of whatever happened. So you say I am sorry. So next is please forgive me. So as it says, you take amends with the universe, right? And especially for yourself, with your higher self, you say please forgive me. Thank you is the third one. Again, is showing reinforcing to the higher self and the universe, or thanking for the opportunity of clearing this negative emotion and thoughts from your body. Last one is I love you. So you can say this I love you either to God, either to the universe, either to the higher self, as a sign of gratitude. So these 4 affirmations are so powerful whenever you repeat it again and again. I remember when I was at home, my parents went for this course of Ho'oponopono, and they used to give them this kind of bracelets to wear them all the time. Whenever you see the bracelet, you have to say the affirmations. I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And I used to do that, and definitely it helped. And that time, I think mostly I was having some rackets with my parents, especially with my mother. So most of the practices which I have done, I had to do a lot of internal work with my mother, especially. I can say it, definitely I can say it helped a lot to clear the discomfort and the tension which was between us. Not the least, maybe realizing that everything, it's not about you, and maybe seeing things from a different perspective can help you come out of that like whirlpool, right, of negative energies. Sometimes realizing that the thoughts which you have created are not actually real, are just created in the spur of a moment, right? The mind is fascinating at what it can create. And really sitting with yourself and watching your mind and just observe how easily influence is, and how much control over your life it can take, is really one of the best practices you can do every single day. And this is something which I'm doing lately, is just reflecting and introspecting on myself, basically. These were the forgiveness techniques which really helped me, and I hope it will help you as well. If you found this video helpful and you got something from it, please comment below and let me know. I would really love to hear from you how you are growing on your personal development, on your spiritual, or on your emotional intelligence path. Until next time, stay healthy, peaceful, and happy. Namaste.